Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Cryptocurrency-related news was discussed, and we kept things brief. We have the banking reset. A storm is coming from the Quantum Party of America. They also claim that many bankers have continued to engage in the same risky practices that led to the 2008 financial crisis. A tremendous storm is now brewing over the entire business. But this time, we won't be able to bail our way out for multiple reasons, including a regional banking implosion, a commercial real estate bubble, international diarization, and a $100 trillion black swan catastrophe. The entire Western global financial system is set to go off this year. Nothing that our policymakers routinely do to avert the crashes will work this time. We must prepare for the most severe financial instability in our nation's history and move rapidly to perform unorthodox maneuvers on the list with that and survive. So we have a $100 trillion black swan event, guys. That is amazing. And we have the same thing, the same warning from Ripple, so we can see here. Allow us to come as no surprise that all eyes are on spot BTC and ETF approval expected for Q1 2024, or maybe even earlier. Whether this marks the moment for a big influx of cash remains questionable. The uncertainty is reflected in global macro conditions as well, which have arguably become even more difficult with the developments in the Middle East. Since then, the broad market impression of global economic conditions and stability has certainly changed as U.S. bond yields stage historic jumps, commodity services dramatically, and when he flocked to safe haven currencies like the Swiss franc. The confluence of these variables have driven the most recent upticks in crypto prices. So right now stocks are dropping, cryptos are pumping. And they even talked about the whole situation happening in the Middle East. Now this was the US military and government plan activity last year versus today. Something massive is going to happen, so this was last year. And now we have this year. So clearly, guys, WW3 is on the horizon. We have military and government plans. That is a ton of plants down behalf from Gold Telegraph. Japan has announced the country will spend over $113 billion in a new package to help the people deal with inflation. We have the 113 number again, 113 billion. Economically, Japan is on another planet at this point. So it's all going to go to Japan, guys. OSIF and Mr. Pool and Astor Bank collapses, all of the other countries are going to collapse one by one as well. It's like a domino effect. 113 billion stimulus is absolutely insane. Guys, we have the 13th number again, and for Mr. Pool, we have 711 and a picture of Japan. So can we see the fall Japan study on Love and 7, which is November 7th? We have breaking news: the US Treasury will hand over $170 billion to the Bank of England to offset losses from his bond buying scheme over the coming decade. That is $170 billion. So the same thing is happening, guys, and all these countries will continue printing money until we see the global collapse. The world financial system slow death. We have the yen 16 to 33-year lows as intervention worries mount. World's oldest central bank seeking $7 billion bailout after massive ball losses. Turkey's central bank hikes interest rates from 30% to 35%. Amid very high inflation, and the bottom line is, guys, all at central banks are dead, just not televised. And the last thing for them to do is to bring in WW3, that way they can blame the collapse on the war. We also have Norway's wealth fund post $34 billion loss in Q3, Sweden's central bank needs more than $7 billion to cover losses, and Swiss central bank post biggest loss in this 116-year history. A lot of crazy macro events. Banks are going to go down, and it looks like bailouts will be starting, and after bailouts are no longer a thing, Dylans will start, so we are expecting a bill and to happen. We have the US debt clock, another glitch, and it says this is where the money comes from. We have the Federal Reserve false, so these guys just keep printing, 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 and then eventually we will see a global collapse. That's it for the video. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.